September 2nd, 2018. Hey everyone, Garfum here, and today I wanted to show off the custom drop sounds I put together for Delve League. Most of you know by now, GG added the ability to put in your own custom drop sounds for your loot filter in patch 3.4, which I think is absolutely amazing, because when I heard about this, naturally I thought it would be a great idea to make some anime-themed drop sounds. After almost 7 years and 21 leagues, I now have a collection of 150 drop sounds. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Tadaima. 桜マジックだ。いた。こんにちは。やったー。とっておきだよ。いた。いた。またか。ただいま。いた。おんぶしろ。いいじゃん。ただいま。ずいぶん楽しんでるな。我慢できない。またか。それな。どうぞ。またか。どうぞ。ありがとう。はい、どうぞ。いた。ただいま。ただいま。またか。あらあら。いた。ただいま。はい。結婚しよう。揺らいでいる。食べる。いた。先それな。いた。いた。いた。いた。どうぞ。いた。ただいま。もう我慢できない。ただいま。ただいま。こんにちは。そうだよ。我慢できない。いた。ただいま。クズ。おんぶしろ。パシャー。こんにちは。私はあなたの剣です。はい、どうぞ。桜マジックだ。ありがとう。もしもーし。よし。ご主人様。やったー。早く早く。もちろん。じゃーん。じゃり。いただきまーす。 それなあ。
結婚しよう。食べる。
運命よ。おっぱいよ。
待て待て。
ニョルニルハンマーエクスプロージョン。
最高だろ。
信じる。ちょうだい。愛してる。
おはようございます。
いってらっしゃい。先輩。
いらっしゃいませ。いいじゃん。
ご褒美。
僕のダーリンだ。
何？
色フィナーレ。
パンツ。
お願い、帰ってきて。破壊力です。
うまい。
気まずい。
以上です。あげる。
教えて。おいで、仲直りしよ
利用価値。
う。本当に？君の名前は？
素敵。
大好きだ
So you may have noticed one kind of important currency missing so far from the showcase. I don't have enough divines or chaos just in my stash to buy a mirror, so here's the mirror drop sound. This won't actually play on this unique. This will just play if you do happen to get a mirror.
とっておきだよ。
そうだよ。ならいいけど。なんとさあ、始めましょうか。捕まっちゃった。
ずいぶん楽しんでるな。
もう我慢できない。読めないじゃない。ほっといてください。そっか。
領域展開無料空所。
あんたやっぱいいわ。
かわいい。あらあら。乾杯。嬉しい嬉しい。
こっからはド派手に行くぜ。
またか。
揺らいでいる。
失礼、噛みました。
Alright, now in just a moment I'll explain step by step how to get the filter downloaded and set up so you'll be ready to go on League Start if you're not familiar with how to get filters. But first, some general warnings for new players, since explaining how to set this up, I'm assuming you're probably new. So, some general warnings, or just for those that are inexperienced customizing your filters as well. For new players, these are for fun filters and aren't the best option for learning the game for a few reasons. First, it may be confusing to tell the value of what is dropping based on the audio alone. This would be most noticeable for items that drop off screen. Next, the full path of anime filter has general stacked currency tiering disabled. This means one chaos orb and a stack of 20 chaos orbs both play the same sound and have the same visuals. And lastly, changing the strictness level on the full Path of Anime filter will not hide low-tier currencies that I've assigned individual MP3 files for. For example, Scroll of Wisdom or Portal Scrolls will still play on every strictness level. If you're new or want to filter closer to how NeverSync's filters normally work, I would recommend the Path of Anime Lite version because that version has economy tiering for general currencies and stacked currency tiering enabled. Now that version has a lot less different sound files because all those general currencies don't have all their individual files. So it's going to default back to Chaos Orb sound for most of them, Exalted Orb sound, Divine Orb sound, etc. But the other non-currency items like maps and fragments and scarabs, those still have their different separate sound files, so you'll still get some variety, but it's going to be a lot less in the Path of Anime Lite version. Now, if you're used to how I have provided filters and MP3s in the past, you'll be able to do the same thing, but I highly recommend following these steps to get updates to economy tiering and fixes to any possible issues with the base NeverSync filter that may pop up. Okay, on to the step-by-step instructions. First, open the Path of Exile website and make sure you're logged in. So we got Path of Exile here, I'm logged in. Next step. You're going to want to open the link for either the full Path of Anime filter or the Path of Anime Lite filter. Links are in the description and the pinned comment. Pick either one you want to use. And for this example, I'm going to be using one of NeverSync's his personal filters, so I can show you an example of loading in a filter that isn't your own because it's going to look different since I own this filter. So open the link. It's going to open up filterblade. Then it's going to load everything. Depending on when you open this link, you may see these filter updates and change logs. That's normal. Just close that. Then you'll see filter loaded via sharing link. So personal farming filter, this is from NeverSync. Mine will say Path of Anime or Path of Anime Lite. Then in the top right, you'll want to sign in with PoE. Then hit authorize. And that's why you want it to be logged into Path of Exile first, otherwise there'd be more login steps there, and it's a little clunky if you do it in the other order. Alright, now that we're signed into Filterblade, you can select your desired tiering, so there's NeverSync Softcore, Hardcore, Stable, and Ruthless. I haven't tested this in Ruthless, no idea what it looks like, so use at your own discretion. I also haven't tested in Hardcore, but it should still likely work the same. I've been using the Stable and Softcore versions for testing. Hardcore should work similar as well. Then you can select whatever strictness you like. Early on, I'm going to either be using semi-strict or strict until I get into endgame content, so select whatever you want from the strictness. And for the styles and sounds and modules, I recommend not touching these, especially if you don't know what you're doing. Otherwise, you're going to most likely mess up the filter and it's not going to work how I've set it up for you. So leave those alone. Then go to Export to PoE. Since this is going to be a new filter that you're saving to your account, you're going to give it a name. Then once you have a name, go to Sync or Download. For this example, I'm going to show you using Save and Sync. You can also use Save and Download if you know how to do that. So I'm going to hit Save and Sync. Alright, saving complete. Next, you're going to go back down into the description or the pinned comment and click on the Google Drive folder to get the MP3 files. And there's going to be at least 92 MP3 files that you want to download. If I have some time, I might add a few more for some of the new currency and the updated and name changes to some of the currencies. But at a minimum, you're going to want to get 92 MP3 files. And downloading the whole folder, I'm not able to extract it when I download the entire folder. I'm not sure if it's because I've got subfolders inside of here, so you're just going to want to highlight, scroll down, highlight everything that's an MP3 file, which is going to be almost everything. I've got one other document in here that's just notes, but select all the files. I've got 92 files selected. That's all the MP3 files. And we're going to download. And it's going to take a minute or a couple minutes to zip those files together. Okay, that went pretty quick. Gonna open that zipped file, extract. All right, now you've got the files. You're going to want to open, or you're going to want to put these MP3 files in your Path of Exile folder. And if you're not sure where your Path of Exile folder is, an easy way to find it is going to be in the game. So launch Path of Exile. So once you're in Path of Exile, you can go to Options, Game. This is Item Filter. This is where you select your item filter. This icon here, open the folder that your filters are in. This is the spot where you're going to want to dump all those MP3 files. So you can copy and paste them or drag them in here. I've already got them in here, so I'm not going to replace them. So once you've got the files, drop them into this folder. And finally, once you've got the MP3 files in there and you've synced the filter earlier, you should... I think I need to log all the way in to a character. All right, once you're logged in, scroll to the top, and the blue ones are your synced files. So we did test 3 earlier. Select that, save, and if you did everything correctly, it should say item filter loaded successfully. Otherwise, it'll give you errors, and it will say what the error is. So now you have the filter ready to go in-game. Another thing to keep in mind is that the filter doesn't automatically receive updates unless you're a Patreon subscriber to Filterblade or NeverSync. So the way to update it to receive economy updates and bug fixes and etc. to the filter, you'll go back to Filterblade and load your filter. And then if you want economy-based tiering to happen, you'll have either the NeverSync Softcore or the NeverSync Hardcore selected. And then it should automatically make all these customization adjustments based on the current economy. You don't even need to click on the Customize tab. It's just once this is loaded and one of these two are selected, it should automatically make all the changes for you. Then you go to Export to PO, Save and Sync, and that will make any the changes get pushed in-game to you. It sometimes takes a few minutes, but yeah, so any changes to the filter based on the economy will get pushed, and any changes to the base filter that were hand done by the NeverSync team will also get pushed at the same time. Alright, it's getting late here, but I still wanted to include this last portion, so I'm going to try and do it all in one shot. I'll probably flub a bit and whatnot, so excuse that, but I wanted to give a little, I guess, behind the scenes of how I put this together and how it parts of this can be used by the community at large through the modules that I created. So I am not sure if others have made similar modules like this already. I did go into the Discord like a couple months ago and ask, and there was someone that had something similar, but since I wanted to make I wanted things to be exactly how I wanted it, I decided I'd just start from scratch with my own modules. So the 2 different modules we have here are what make up the Path of Anime filter. So we have individual currency custom sounds. We'll load this up. It'll be a lot easier to just see this visually. So customization, all the changes are under currency normal, general currency. So, I mean, it's pretty simple what I did. It just took a lot of time. I pulled out basically everything that's in the currency tab in game, just this bog standard currency tab. And I think these are all only things that go into that standard currency tab. And I guess some of the exotic currencies too, I believe. The eldritch currencies are all pulled out of these tiers and down into their own separate spots. So they can each get assigned a custom sound. Also, I still need to record the Mirror of Kalandra because I don't have one, and I don't want to sell all my bullshit in standard. I don't have enough divines. So yeah, that's fun. So, yep. Here's all divine orb, no. Engineering orb, etc. And since this is in a module, it's easy to just take the module and apply it to a filter, and then you can make your own adjustments to the filter and then still have this module in. And these tiers up here, they still have some stuff in them. I didn't care to take out things that were specifically boss drop only. I believe all these orbs are boss drop only. Some of the stuff in here isn't boss drop only, like the tainted currencies you can only get from the mechanic that drops it, right? So it's not like a global currency that drops everywhere under normal conditions. So most of those stayed in here, but a lot of just the basic currency got pulled out into their own files, which some people might find useful for racing, speedrunning, etc. So you can use these, make your own MP3 file. So if you want to know when specifically an Orb of Transmutation drops, the custom sound file name is Orb of Transmutation. I didn't want to tie it specifically to my anime filter, so this can just be used by anybody that feels like they want to use it. Also, down here, an important note for this module, the campaign-specific stuff, except for essences, are turned off. This was overriding what I did above, so I just turned it off. So just note that that's there. I believe there aren't any other changes down here. Of course, if you're going to use it, you can check for yourself. And the other one is what I call the special economy tiered custom sounds. So this is stuff that isn't in that general currency at the top here. This is going to be things that get tiered by the economy, such as unique items, div cards, maps, unique maps, scarabs. I don't see any other changes down there. So similar idea, except I didn't pull out individual items. We just gave each tier its own custom sound file. So uniques s tier.mp3, and then you go down, uniques a tier.mp3, and so on. And then I guess that's going to be pretty similar for scarabs. Can look at the maps here. So the changes were all done within here. So everything tier 11 through 13 does the maps T11 plus. Then we got maps T14 plus, etc. I believe it's broken into white maps, yellow maps, T11 through 13, T14 plus. And yeah, if you want to see more, you can. You should be able to search these by the time the video is posted. I'm gonna have these modules set to public, so anybody can come in and utilize them. Yeah, I think that was it for the modules. I hope, some people might find them useful. If not, whatever. I still use them for my project, so they're there if other people want to use them. Alright, hey everyone, welcome to the final yap section, because I'm running low on time and can't really edit the entire video as nicely as I had originally planned. This is just going to be a section where I dump all the extra info where I had just watched through my current cut of the video, and these are some extra things I wanted to make sure to include. It's just going to be me yapping like this the entire time, basically. But, you know, that feels a little bit more cozy, and yeah. So, extra stuff I want to mention, following versus copying the filter. So, in Path of Exile, some of you may know this already, there is a section in the website where you can see item filters, and you can, let's see, you can choose to follow or copy them. I don't have a lot of experience doing this because my previous filters, there was no need to do this because it was just the base custom sounds that NeverSync provided, which was only 6 custom sound files. It was super easy. There wasn't, I don't even think there was a way for me to just upload just the custom sounds because the filterblade didn't consider there to be any changes made by me, so it wouldn't even let me do it. Maybe that's different now. Regardless, difference between these two. If you follow, from my understanding, using it myself before, that will put it in-game for you towards the top of the list with those towards those blue filter selections. I guess I can launch the game, and I believe the servers are up for a bit longer. Filterblade is currently down and being updated though, so showing that portion I wanted to do, but I guess I'll just have to explain it. It's not that important anyways, but log in. Yeah, we'll do that character. I've gotten some great messages for the name on that character. Anyway, so if you were to follow a filter, I believe I'm still following Pox's. Yes, so this is Pox's filter that I have followed. Now, I can't make any changes to this. I'm just using whatever is there from what I'm following. That's my understanding. So, you likely don't want to... let me get back to the right page. You likely don't want to hit follow on my filter. Where are my filters? I don't think this page shows anything important that I need to hide. Anyways, so here's the filter I'm following from Pox, and here are my filters. And you'd be able to go to my profile because it's public and see my item filters, and you should also see the option to follow or copy these filters. So you'll see Path of Anime and Path of Anime Light. But the whole reason for this ramble is I don't think you should hit follow on them because I'm not going to be making many changes, if any, to these two filters once the video is up. I'm going to be doing basically the same thing I'm recommending all of you to do, which is to make your own copy of this, and then you can go to Filterblade to do your to get your economy tiering updates and to get the base updates from NeverSync. So you would want to do it that way through Filterblade and either copy it here or do it through Filterblade. I would recommend Filterblade. It's just, you can actually see what you're doing. And yeah, so, and the reason for that is like, I'll be making my own copy of this so I can fine tune it to do things I want to do. Like eventually I'm gonna turn off 6 sockets and 5 links. That's my preference. So I don't want to mess with the the base filters I've created for everyone else to use with my own personal preferences. So they're also not going to be getting the economy tiering updates because I'm just not going to be opening them often enough for that to be helpful for you to follow them. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope I hit all the points on that bullet points that I wanted to for you all. So yeah, and I guess the only other thing is in here there should be a way where there would be something that says you can find filters from other creators or other players. You could also find my filter that way. You should be able to search Garfum, and it should come up. All the stuff I used for this project is going to be set to public, so you can just search my name, and they should show up for both the filters and modules. Alright, new sound samples and extra divine sound files. So, most of the sound files that were used for this project are just being reused from all the other 21 videos that I made. There's 3 new sound files from different scenes, essentially. A lot of the other files just got volume passes, so I adjusted the volumes so they sort of made more sense because it changed over time. So let's look at the new sound samples, and I will be including some extra divine sound files because just for your personal preference, I guess, if you want to change them, yeah, I'll just show it. So here, the first one from Nagatoro, the Senpai line.
Senpai.
So that one is new. Then we got one from Darling in the Franxx. The old one, I thought there was a lot of background noise. It was real, it was real crunchy sounding. If you want the original, the G drive folder is still there. You should be able to go grab it if you want the original. But here is the new version of the Darling sound sample.
僕のダーリンだ
And then the new sample for the Divine Orb drop, Explosion. Here, I'll do it when I'm not talking, because I'm bleh. I think I slept not enough. Explosion from Konosuba, a classic. And the rest of these are going to be the extra versions, so you can go in, grab the extra MP3 file, rename it to divineorb.mp3, and use one of these versions if you'd prefer the longer versions. The shortest one seemed the most appropriate for the general filter. I might be using, I think, this one, because it has some of the explosion sounds in it at the end. So, yeah. Here's the extra ones. Alright, and there's the extra files, and that's where I did all the volume adjustments. So there's that. Module links. I said earlier in the video that you can search for the module link for the modules on filterblade, which is true. You should be able to search my account, like I said, to find the modules. I'll also just have the links for them straight in the description, so you don't have to wander around. Just go in the description, the modules will be linked there. And as far as how to use them, I'm going to leave that up to you. It's considered an advanced feature on filterblade, so I don't care to spend extra time explaining it. It's going to be for filter authors, essentially. So just know that if you want to use the modules, you're going to have to figure it out yourself. Good luck. Info spreadsheet for both the filters and modules. So that is I glossed over it briefly earlier. Alright, I found it. I was sorting by file type before instead of alphabetical. Here's the Path of Anime filter info. So this is both for the filter and the modules. It's just details for that'll be useful if you want to customize it yourself, and also just finding the sources of the anime. So these are all the currency or tiers that got custom files. This is the name of the custom sound file applied to it, so this is most of them are going to just be the same as the name of the currency, but for some of the tiers, like this one for example, div cards C plus D is div cards CD tier. So just small stuff like that so you know what the file names are. And then here are the lines if I was able to decipher how to what was being said in Japanese. I don't speak Japanese. It was mostly trial and error figuring out most of these. And then the translations as well. Trial and error. If there's errors, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure most of these are correct. Then the league they originally came from. The green ones are the new ones. And the original value that these were assigned in the previous video that they came out of, and then the titles of the animes that these sound files are from. Alright, and then the future of this series. So, like I said, I had been doing this for almost 7 years, except I did 21 videos. I didn't do one for Settlers League. That was the first one I had not done since I'd started. And yeah, I skipped that one because I just wasn't feeling as motivated to create the filter for myself. I hadn't been watching as much anime over the past 2-ish, I guess closer to 3-ish years by now. I've not been watching as much anime up to the point where I skipped Settlers League. I still wanted to make new sound files just for my personal use, which is why I still kept making the videos, but last league I wanted to take a break, so I took a break. But I had this idea kind of floating around for a little bit, and I wanted to make some giant final thing, I guess. So I would say at this point you shouldn't expect every league for me to release new drop sounds like I had been doing in the past. I want to kind of slow down on this series. If I get ideas for something I want to make, I'll go ahead and make it and share it with you all. Otherwise, I just won't make one. There is one other bigger project I've been considering for a while now that's within this same realm, essentially making a VTuber drop sound pack. That would most likely, I can only imagine, take a lot more time for me. And also, I haven't, tried to do this so far yet because I want to get permission from those creators to use them in drop sound packs before I would do that. So there's two ways I would consider doing this. I could either make a drop sound pack that is focused on just clips and sounds from a specific VTuber, and the whole pack is just from one VTuber, or I could do a big one like this where it's got like 90 plus sound files and it's each one VTuber each for all these different currencies. That would be a lot of fucking people. So I don't know how that all would work, but if there's enough interest, I guess hit me up and I'll consider it, but that's a lot of work, so no promises at all. And finally, thank you to everyone and to GGG. I love this game so much and the community's amazing. I hope you all have a good rest of your day or night, and I wish you all a great start to your league. Have a good one.